Well, I'm doing two new things today. First of all, I'm participating in a collaboration named Holiday DIY Ornaments. It's hosted by the Grace Life DIY Home Decor, and the hashtag is DIY Ornaments 24. So I've never made an ornament, I don't think, on this channel. So it's a first for that. I'm also doing this on an overhead basis. I've sort of put together an overhead camera contraption here, and hopefully it'll be okay, and hopefully this will stay centered. You kind of have to work in a way that's, I don't want to say it's backwards, but it's just not the way I'm used to working. So I think it'll be okay, right? So I'm going to be doing little wreaths made out of pony beads and pipe cleaners. And I was going to originally say this was a great DIY for kids, but I've gotten so much enjoyment out of making these that I'm going to say it's a great DIY ornament for anybody. It's enjoyable, it's peaceful, it's inexpensive, and the ornaments just come out so cute. So what you're going to need are some pipe cleaners. I got 2 different bags of pipe cleaners at Dollar Tree. This is like the Christmas sparkly one. And this was sort of their fall colors, but it had some red and some green in it too, so I could use them Christmassy as well. I'm also using pony beads, which are these large plastic beads. They are also inexpensive, can be found at the thrift store. I found a lot of them at the thrift store, at the craft store, whatever. I like them for a couple reasons. Number one, they have a really big hole, so they're easy to put onto the pipe cleaner. Number two, they are big, so they look good on the pipe cleaner. Doesn't look all sparse and tiny. And number three, they're just really easy to manipulate. So if you're young, or if you're old, or if you're just fumbly or don't like working with little things, and this is a good way to get your craft on and still have fun with it, not searching for holes and searching for beads and stuff like that. So the length of these Dollar Tree pipe cleaners is about 12 inches, and that seems to be the standard length for pipe cleaners, craft pipe cleaners. Now, you're going to use the whole strand, but you're only going to fill in the 5 middle inches, and the rest we're going to use to make a bow and finish it off. So 5 inches seems to be a good size for, again, finishing it off, and also with the beads available, making the wreath look full. So I have my beads lined up here already about 5 inches because I wanted them in a particular order. I use the pony beads here, and I also like to use sometimes a big middle bead. As you can see, the hole of this bead is a lot smaller than the others. You don't need to use a bead with a hole this small. But I've also noticed that the pipe cleaners are very forgiving and will go into smaller holes too. It takes a little bit of tugging, but it'll work. But I do like to have some sort of focal point there. You can also put a charm bead or anything you want, really. It's your call. That's what makes it so fun. So I'm going to go ahead, since I have my 5 inches here of beads, I'm going to go ahead and just start stringing these. And I will be back with you in a few minutes. So half of the pony beads are on, and I'm just going to show you what it's like to put a smaller hole bead on there. Just go like that, and it's a little more tugging, there's a little more resistance, but it went on fine. I'm going to move these sort of to the middle. I'll do the final calculation at the end, but here we are, we're halfway through already, and I'm just going to continue going on and finishing up putting my beads on. You can see how easily those pony beads go on, and I'll be back again in a minute. All right, so we've strung the beads for our little wreath, and it's kind of uneven here at the top, so I'm just going to move them down a little bit so that red bead is right in the middle. We want these fairly centered, so I'm just going to fool with that. Now it's too long on the other side. Isn't that always the case? But like I said, pipe cleaners are very forgiving. Beads are very forgiving. You don't have to be any sort of expert to make these. And they are so satisfying. I was making them the other evening. I have going through a period of a little bit of stress right now. It will pass, but it's very calming to have something to do like this when you're not 100% on your feet there. So it was helpful. So we're getting there. So I think that's about as close as it's going to get. So you want it just like that. So now what we're going to do is, hopefully my hands, I'm just going to go and twist one under the other like you're making a knot. Basically just want to secure it just like that and just tie it as close as you can get it. Okay. So you're like that. Then you're going to make two bow shapes. So you're going to fold this over, and I'd make the tail of the bow longer than the bow part. I just find it looks better. So I folded those over to make a bow, more or less. One of my little ends is a little bit longer than the other. That always happens no matter what I do, which is fine, because I'm going to take that longer piece and wind it. Just tighten this again. You got to kind of watch it. It will slip out of position. So I'm going to put that back. And just take this and wind it around the bow once to hold it in place. And you're done. That's it. So here are all three of the ones I made. I just made this one with you. I took some like beads I had here, sort of pearlized pink ones. And again, there's my big bead in the middle. I used some of that glitter pipe cleaner from Dollar Tree, which is really cute. Made a bow with that. Then I had some Mardi Gras type glittery pony beads that I got at the thrift store. And I used some gold pipe cleaner for that. So these are, these can be hung on the tree either as they are or with one of those hangers. You can also flip this bow if you want the bow at the bottom, like that, for a more, put that down, for a more maybe classic wreath look. You could add your own bow instead of the pipe cleaner bow. You could add charms to this. You can do whatever you want. But these are very satisfying to do. They come out cute, they're inexpensive, and they're just plain fun. So I appreciate your watching and wishing you all the best for the holidays.